everything is working. I hope so. Oh, there we go. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, I can be heard and everything now. Yeah, so I couldn't be heard before. I was just saying hi. All right. It's very good to be back again. And of course, I got my two bots in here as always. So there's a lot of shit going on here in the last couple of days, apparently, and we're going to tackle them one at a time. So let's go ahead and get started with doing that. First and foremost, we have Boogie here. Good old Boogster, the Booger Man. And so Booger Man here apparently has a mental breakdown. This is from the clip channel locale alerts, just because of the fact that there is no way in hell that I'm going to sit through an entire cast of locale. There's just no way. I'm not doing it. So, because of the fact that I'm not doing that, we are just of essentially what is the breakdown, I guess, of the breakdown. So let's go ahead and get into it. Boogie apparently has said he has a breakdown here, and one thing that I want to really emphasize about this particular thing is Boogie has a very specific way of breaking down, and in my opinion, it really shits on people who have like legitimate mental illness and legitimate problems. And I will point that out as we go on, but you'll see in this that whenever he has his little freak out breakdown, that it's not really necessarily a freak out or a breakdown in the actual or traditional sense.
Just before we get started with anything, do you have your X handy? Let me go get my.
I gotta wait for it to catch up, I guess.
Just go. No! Just go put it. Boogie, calm down. Just go put
Tell me to use it right now. Tell me to use it.
I'm gonna tell you to use it.
You want my power to do? Tell me.
I want to make sure you have the axe.
God.
I was just making sure.
On Rastov and Scooter for and Scooter as well have been jokingly calling them just like Discord mods because no one really knows who they are. Apparently Keem knows who they are, which I guess is enough for for a locale, I suppose. But other than that though, I have never heard of Rastov. I've never heard of Scooter. Literally only introduced to these two when they appeared on the show. I don't know who they are otherwise. But despite that, getting back to the actual clip, this is supposed to be the beginning of his of his like actual breakdown, though he does claim a little later on that he's been in one for 3 days, which doesn't sound right. But regardless, he is finally having the final straw of the break. And to give a little bit of context to this, apparently, at some point before they went on air, Rastov and Keemstar told him to have an axe ready because apparently they were going to he was going to break a bunch of stuff in his room for the entertainment of the show. I know it sounds fucking retarded because it is, but that is the idea behind this. So he told him, have your axe handy. He's like, do you have your axe handy? He goes and grabs 2 axes, hand axe, little hatchet, and then an actual big yellow handled axe. Looks like they literally just got bought like fresh out of fucking Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that. Some sort of tool store. He definitely didn't own these 2 things beforehand. He very obviously went and bought them strictly for the show.
Let me
put it down.
Tell me to do it. Tell me to do it.
Just
tell me to do it.
Down, dude.
Tell me to do it. Tell me.
Put it down, bro. Just put it down. You don't even know what it's for.
No.
Put it down.
Boogie.
Put the axe down.
Put the axe down.
I finally got 5 minutes of sleep.
On my stream, the video isn't moving on. It's staying right where it is for some reason. Oh, now it caught up. Okay, whatever.
And I had an alarm set for 10 minutes before the show, and I finally got 5 minutes of sleep, and I had to come in here and do this nightmare. And I'm in the middle of a complete real. This isn't fake. This isn't pretend. I'm in the middle of an actual mental break. I'm in the middle of an actual mental break. So let's broadcast that for the fucking world.
So once again, like I said, this is the reason why I don't like whenever they do this, especially not whenever Boogie is doing it. I would say that in some form or fashion, Boogie is definitely mentally ill in some form, but not to the point that he plays it up. Because there's a particular moment, and like I said, I will point it out when it happens, but there is a particular moment in this video and during their show that all doubt as to whether or not he's faking the shit goes out the window, because right now he could very well possibly be at his wit's end, and it could be him finally having a quote-unquote breakdown that he claims to be having. I don't know how true it is, but in my opinion, and someone who, you know, I've studied psychology, been through psychology for about 10 years, very well could have had my own like practice and everything at this point, but my own difficulties held me back. But anyways, he's definitely going to be hamming it up very soon. As of this moment, though, it looks like it could be a legitimate breakdown.
Okay, just calm down.
People have mental breaks every day.
Great. I'm great. Great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I feel great. This is great.
And that right there for me is the beginning of the end for the starting to doubt it. He's doing like what he always does whenever he doesn't get his way. It's not necessarily he's having a mental breakdown. He's just a 50-year-old guy having a toddler temper tantrum at this point.
I broke my $1,000 monitor. I broke my $1,000
Well, who told you to do
monitor.
that?
Fucking stupid for
do
doing
that?
Monitor.
Why'd you flip out like that?
I broke my $1,000 monitor.
You're
I broke my
50 years old,
$1,000
man. You're
Okay,
not
we heard you. You
5.
shouldn't be breaking stuff. You're unemployed.
That is the perfect statement for this lady right here to say. You're a 50-year-old man. You're not 5. And right now, he's just doing the normal Boogie thing. He's repeating the same fucking statement over and over and over again for effect. I broke my $1,000 monitor. I broke my $1,000 monitor. I broke my $1,000. Yeah, we heard you the first 4 times. We get it.
Oh.
Alexa, stop.
Oh. Oh.
I broke my $1,000 monitor, man.
Oh,
No, I'm out. That's broke
Oh my-
$1,000. Stop. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Bro, $1,000 monitor. Let's break the whole thing down. Let's
Did
break
you
the
break
whole
your camera?
thing.
Well, can
Nobody
you
can
can you
even
make it
see
so we can
you.
see? Yeah, we can.
I just want him to have the pleasure of knowing I'm broke and I'm breaking it. Now.
Jeez.
Dude is just
Bro,
so
calm
fucking stupid.
down,
man.
dude.
Like,
Dang, that's what you're mad about.
You anyway, my life's so yeah, you know we're in the
All right, you might-
Boogie, come on.
go back to the computer.
we're gonna use my axe.
oh my
We're
god.
gonna use my axe for $2,000.
No,
Don't break the
Boogie.
TV. Don't break the TV, Boogie.
Jesus
Hey, we're
Christ.
making
This was nothing Boogie appreciation today. It's
Boogie, don't do it, Boogie.
$2,000. What about another $2,000?
Calm down, bro.
iPhone.
Like, if you want to see what, like, over the top, absolute over the top attempt at manipulation is, you need to look no further than this example right here. He's literally just going to break every fucking thing in his room, and he's going to sit down and cry because it's worth thousands of dollars, and he fucking broke it.
What
I
the
need my axe. I need my axe. I need my axe.
no.
It was literally
you
a
don't-
joke, bro. It was literally a joke.
I told
just a
you,
joke,
you
Boogie.
wouldn't like how I use my axe. You wouldn't like it.
You were never gonna be using the axe, dude. You literally said that no one could
One
make you
thing
crash
King
out.
promised me is that I wouldn't have to do this.
Well, no one made you break that. No one made you.
So one thing I wonder is he's talking about how his $1,000 monitor is broken, but what the fuck was that we just saw?
Crash
King
out.
promised me is that I wouldn't have to do this.
Well,
Why
like
don't
I
you
said,
Is that not a monitor right there? He has another monitor right there. It's just not as big as the other one that he was using. So what? Because he can't use the one that you literally have to cut a finger off in order to get put in your house. He's not going to be on the computer anymore. It's fucking stupid.
Right.
Which for Boogie makes sense only because of the fact that he did this before whenever the whole cancer arc was going on, because he just moved everything to another part of his house. Which, in all honesty, he wasn't even another part of the house. He was in the same room. He just moved his computer to where it was facing a different wall. So the wall that it was looking at had nothing on it. But all of his stuff that, like, you know, all of his arcade machines and shit like that were still in the room. They were just off camera. Trying to pretend like he's losing a bunch of shit. See, for this, like I said, is just over the top. It's two different things. It's trying to garner sympathy, and it's trying to manipulate you into, well, also feeling bad for him, which for whatever reason still works with Keem and all these other people, but I don't understand why anybody would actually fall for this dumb shit.
Like I said, no one made you break that. No one made you break it.
I would have to break my.
today.
No one made you break it. You did that on your own.
$100. You could go get
Then what's the
replacement
axe for?
That's true.
The axe was literally there because you said that no one could make you crash out today, so I just asked you to grab it, just to grab it.
I cannot
That's
believe
literally
you.
the only reason. You were
Crashing
never
out.
going to swing it. You were never going to use it. You were just going to prop it up and get there the entire episode.
Now, cocksucker. Now we're gonna use it. Now we're gonna use it.
No, you don't
It's
have
so
to use it.
stupid.
Now we're gonna use it.
Boogie, we
That's
all
what we're
know
using it, baby.
Jesus
you.
Christ.
Hey, now we're using it. Now we're using it.
Like, this is just the absolute fakest shit I've ever seen. Like, Jerry Springer at this point is much more realistic than what I'm listening to and dealing with right now. I mean, everybody and their mother has said it at this point, but I think it's pretty obvious. And the fact that later on you'll see that things escalate even further, and to me, at that point, it just guarantees that what I'm looking at is nowhere near anything that should be considered serious, because it's not. None of this is an actual thing going on.
We love you. Sit down and talk to us like
Stop.
a
Kill
man.
yourself. You
Calm
leave me alone.
down.
I don't love you. Go yourselves.
Dude,
love
stop.
you.
Boogie, stop.
I'm
Hell,
trying to
bro.
keep this up.
Oh God, here we
Let's
go.
go.
Boogie,
Yes.
stop.
Let's
Sit down.
go.
Fucking retard.
Good fucking job,
Christ.
bro.
Oh my god. You know what?
Ready for number two? Ready for
Dude,
number two?
relax, bro.
Ready for number
Relax.
two?
Relax.
No, don't.
Ready for
Don't.
number two?
Don't.
By the way, dude is running around his house literally walking like a toddler. Running around his house, grabbing axes, destroying shit in his room, going ape shit. This is the same dude who every single time anybody told him to do anything that had like longer than 5 minutes worth of physical activity, he was bitching and complaining about how his heart's about to give out. Oh my God, my heart, guys, my heart can't take it. My heart, God, I'm going to die, guys, my heart. And he was doing that whenever they were making him mow his lawn. Like, he had to take 26 fucking breaks just to mow a little, not even an acre of lawn that he has outside of his house. And he was claiming that his heart was about to give out because he couldn't push the mower anymore. Yet now, he's running around his room perfectly fine, swinging an axe and breaking shit, and he's going to do this for the rest of the 10 minutes of this clip, and he's not going to complain about his heart or anything. It's just going to be his mental health is at stake, nothing else.
Boogie, don't do it.
What feels better gave it to Angel Tree or
I
something.
have to win, kids. Go back. You dumb. This is what it takes. I need my axe again. I have the axe. I have the axe.
Stop
Oh, there's
right
King.
now.
Bro.
I'm
Do you
scared.
hear me? Do you hear me?
I need my axe. I got my
He's
axe.
so
Listen to me.
stupid.
Listen to me. Earlier today, we had a phone call, and you said,
He
I'm
told
not.
me I had my axe.
Listen to
I
me.
need my axe.
Listen to
My
me.
axe.
Just listen. Just
I need
listen.
my
Don't make noise.
axe.
Just
I need
listen.
my axe.
Earlier today, me and you had a conversation.
And
You
you
said-
lied. You must have
Can I-
lied. Yes, I needed my axe.
Earlier today, me and you had a conversation.
And you must have lied. 'Cause he asked
Earlier
me about
today.
my axe.
Earlier today, me and you had a conversation.
And like I said, this is why mental illness for people who legitimately have mental illness can't be taken seriously. Because all he's doing is just yelling, I gotta grab my axe, I gotta grab my axe, I gotta grab my axe, my mental health, my axe. It's like shamefully and painfully not an actual mental breakdown, and that's the saddest part about all this. So anybody who actually does experience problems in their mental health, I am so sorry that people like this is what most people look at whenever it comes down to what mental illness does. And to me, it's pathetic, it's sad, You got to fake this shit just to what? Get another fucking check in the mail? Because money's the be all end all. I mean, Boogie has said it himself, so it's not really surprising. But at the same time, come on, dude.
You asked me if you were going to have to smash stuff, and I promised you would not have to smash anything. I promised you that you wouldn't have to break a single thing. I did not lie. I did not lie. I did not lie. I did not lie.
You ran. Where's my
I did not lie. And I
He did
even,
this by himself.
I even told Rastov, do not make him break a single thing.
Yep.
Then why do I need a mask to cut my own head off?
No, bro.
He said that as a joke because he knew you didn't want to break stuff, and you did all this. You are self-sabotaging. You idiot. You're an idiot.
Thank
He's
you.
doing this to blame
He's
us.
an absolute
I'm in the
fucking
middle of a
dumbass.
mental break.
Okay.
You're not having a
Well,
mental break.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. I think you need to calm down, and I think you need to clean that up.
Yeah.
All right?
I'm not cleaning up. I'll break more. I'll break more.
No.
We can't see you, first of all, just so you know, at all. We
I
can't
don't
even.
care. I don't care. Trust me when I tell you I'm breaking.
No, do not break anything
Yeah.
anymore.
He was never.
Do
He
not
was. There
break
was
stuff.
nothing he was gonna break in this episode.
A
By the
little
way,
too
not a
late,
single thing.
sucker. A little too late. A little
Break
too late.
anything.
Yeah, but
A
nobody
little too
told
late.
again. Not me. Not Ra.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
bro.
well, but you.
You promised me.
I know I did, and nobody.
Why
gave
did
me
I
credit.
need my
So dumb.
He's gonna blame this on Keemstar. He said this just to blame it on Keemstar.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Here comes the fake wailing and crying. This is just like what I mentioned before. This is where suddenly the breakdown is just too harsh. Can't take it anymore. I gotta crawl on the ground like old school Mick Foley in the WWF and cry.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
All right, this is bad.
God, there's no way. There's no way.
He was crying before we got on too, Keem. He's like gone crazy.
He's not gone crazy.
Boogie, just stop. Everything's fine. Can you say nice things to him, please?
I told him I
I
loved
don't
him.
want to hear
Keem.
goddamn
Stop
thing.
breaking
Mom, motherfucker, it took my life. It took my livelihood. It took my job. It took my only means to take care of my woman. That's why I have my ex. That's why I have my ex. That's why I have my ex.
Okay, listen.
He's
Listen,
so dumb.
it's just me, Rastov, because Rastov's running the stream. It's just me in here.
He's the one I don't want in here.
Boogie.
Mm.
he
He's
is
backstabbing.
He's backstabbing me 6 ways from Sunday. Rastov. Everything that I've seen from what Rastov has done has not even been anywhere near the equivalent of backstabbing. If anything, Boogie's doing like what he always does. Right now, it's pretty clear whenever he ran the show by himself that no one cared. It was the most boring shit that anyone's ever seen. Boogie can't really run a show by himself unless he is playing a game, and then basically the game takes up all the entertainment, and he just interludes with some dumb shit every now and again that people either go heh heh or meh, and that's like the most reaction anybody ever gets. But he has to be playing a game. Otherwise, if he's doing a show like this where they're talking about stuff like news or drama content or whatever, no one pays attention because he is just not entertaining in any way. It's like listening to your sad uncle talk about the time he went to the grocery store, and you're not interested. It's not even the uncle you like talking to, but he's there, and because he has no one else to talk to and you're there, He's telling you this boring ass story.
Right? This is not the way. Doing this is not the way.
I don't care if you ask me what I am.
Once again, frantically swinging his axe, screaming, where is the whole complaint about his heart giving out? Your heart seems fine right now, dude. So obviously you don't really have that bad of physical conditioning. And if right now he's standing up, at least it looks like it. Maybe he's actually like still sitting in the floor. I don't think so. He claims that he's sitting in glass here in a couple of minutes, but I think that he's, either way, whether he's standing or not, he's still frantically flailing a fucking axe around. If you really had such a bad heart condition, you would have stopped doing this fucking a long time ago. The first few swings, you would have been like, okay, I'm good. I don't want my heart to give out.
Hey, hey, Boogie, Stop. Keep the axe down. Don't pick the axe back up. No more swinging. All right.
I need my axe today. I need my axe today.
You've been instructed not to pick up the axe.
No, I need it, remember? That's how we started the show.
Nope, you've been instructed not to pick it up anymore.
Well, I have it. In case I need it, let me know. Let me know, Rastov. Let me know.
Do not.
Say once again, this isn't a breakdown. This literally, like for me, and this will kind of play into what's coming up later. But for me, I'm an old school wrestling guy. Like growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, I watched, it's one of the things, I'm a Southern boy. So it's one of the things that I was really into, especially with my brother and the rest of my family. Mainly my brother, me and him fucking watch wrestling all the time. But this is reminding me of when Mick Foley would be backstage and he would be playing the commissioner and he's getting upset and he's throwing shit around and he's screaming for, like, whenever Stone Cold insulted him that one time. So he went backstage and started throwing shit around. That's what this reminds me of. It's obvious acting. And like I said, this obvious acting right here just makes people with legitimate mental illness get essentially pushed to the side and ignored, because if they have anything that's even a slight resemblance of this, then they're not taken seriously, and that's the saddest part. And then you have another person who ends up going completely ignored by the system because people like this are the ones who have the fucking spotlight on mental health issues whenever they obviously don't have as bad of mental health issues as they're showing.
Not need it. You do not need it.
You do not need it. Keep your hands off the axe. Listen.
Have we done enough axe work? Can we move on to knives? Shall we move on to guns? What's next? What's next? What weapon do you want next? What weapon do you want in a mentally deranged person's hands right now? Which type of weapon?
Okay, just stop. Desi, if you can hear me, can you please remove the axes out of the damn room?
Don't come in here. There's glass everywhere. I'm sitting in the middle of glass.
Okay, don't move.
Once again, if you were in the middle of this bad of a mental breakdown, you wouldn't have enough of a wherewithal to be like, don't come in here, there's glass. You would still be, with the way that you're playing it up anyway, you would still be screaming, going, I got my ex, I got my ex.
Just stay where you're at. I need you to calm down for a second, all right?
I'm not going to, man. I'm in the middle of a mental break.
Do the training that you learned in your therapy of how to calm down for a second.
I don't have any for this. I don't have any for this. There is no therapy that can prepare you for this.
Listen, Boogie, just please stop. Slow down. Heavy breaths. Heavy breaths.
It's fine. I'm done.
Heavy breaths.
Can't do the show anymore anyway. I don't have a monitor. I don't have a monitor anymore.
Listen to me.
This right here is where the manipulation really picks up. Watch how Keem reacts. Watch how Keem reacts here.
I don't have a monitor anymore. I don't have a monitor.
Can you listen to me? Can you listen to me? You can get a new monitor.
With what money?
I don't have a monitor, therefore I don't have a computer. We paused this and shown that he has a secondary monitor. The dude has a setup that's very similar to what most upper level, what you consider people who are like really into PC gaming. He's got multiple monitors. He's got at least 2. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a third or a fourth one that he could use, but no, he broke the $1,000 one, so now he doesn't have a computer. So once again,
Heavy breaths.
Can't do the show anymore anyway. I don't have a monitor. I don't have a monitor anymore.
Listen to me.
I don't have
Listen
a
to me.
monitor anymore. I don't have a monitor.
Can
I
you
can't
listen
do
to
the
me?
show without a
Can you listen to
computer.
me? You can get a new monitor.
With
You
what
can-
money? I
you
just
can-
got fired.
and yeah. And with what money? I just got fired. Technically, you're not fired. You're still working for the show. You're still on the show. But here's where Keem solves the problem.
Get a new monitor.
With
You
what
can-
money? I
you
just
can-
got fired. I
you
don't
can-
have money.
I'll buy you a new monitor. I don't give a I'll buy you a new monitor. All right?
And that's exactly what he would have wanted anyway. That would have been the caveat to this whole thing. I can't do anything if I don't have a monitor. You got to buy me one. Give me money.
You can get a new monitor. These are all problems that are easily fixed. You need to calm down.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I haven't slept in 3 days.
If you haven't slept in 3 days, you wouldn't even be able to be on the show. Not a man of your fucking girth. I'm sorry, but it's just not. That wouldn't be the case. If you literally have not slept for 3 days, you would have been asleep by the time that this fucking show came up. So that's not true. He slept like a baby last night. He's, like I said, he's just hamming this shit up.
Okay, but again, you knew you had this show. You should have slept.
I can't sleep. I'm in the middle of a breakdown. What part of that are you misunderstanding?
You're not in the middle of a breakdown. That's what that literally is. You're not in the middle of a breakdown. And he's going to claim that he's been in the middle of a breakdown for 3 days, which is just, it's just bullshit. It's not the case.
Well, how come you're not spinning?
I don't know what that means.
You said you're breaking it
Dude.
down.
Dude.
I'm having a mental episode. I know you don't believe in mental health. I know you think I'm only play acting. I know you think I'm
No,
having a
I don't think anyone thinks this is play acting.
I think it's play acting, and I will 100% from beginning to end to say that this is play acting.
But I'm not. I'm
Boogie.
not. I'm
Boogie.
not. I am not well. I am not well.
Okay,
People can just look at you and tell you're not well. That's not hard.
Boogie, I don't know what to tell you. Do you want to get off camera? Do you want to go take a nap?
I can nap. I need to do.
See, he's supposed to be in the middle of a breakdown, but he's actively, where he's sitting on the floor, he's actively collecting his magic cards. If you were legitimately breaking down, like having an actual mental fucking crisis, you wouldn't do that. Sorry, but you wouldn't.
balls and pit and suffer,
well,
and then get out here and get tortured by this.
We will let you go take a nap. Do you want to get off?
Why did you take it? Why did you take it?
And this, to me, is honestly the saddest part. Like, whenever it comes to Boogie's girlfriend, Desi, fiance, whatever, I have two different opinions. The first one is that I think it's pretty obvious that the quality of her character shows way more in the fact that she is still around and she is still enabling this shit. And at the same time, I also understand that apparently he wandered into her life whenever she basically had no experience with anything else outside of like her own home. And apparently her own home was already had kind of a traumatic background. Like, I don't know exactly what she went through, but apparently according to Boogie's own words, they trauma bonded through Instagram DMs, which I can only imagine is them just sitting in DMs talking to each other about all the abuse and shit that they went through. And somehow they, I don't know, got closer that way. Like, I guess that makes sense. You if you've been in an abusive situation, you want someone to be able to connect with you in the same way, like knowing and understanding the trauma and abuse that you've been through. But like I said, I think it also speaks volumes to the quality of her own character, just because of the fact that she allows herself to continue being involved in this dumb, obviously overblown, like beyond Jerry Springer level shit. And even though she claims or has claimed, once again, it was on this show, so you got to take that for what that is, claims that she wants nothing more to do with it and wanted Boogie to have nothing more to do with it. But look where we are.
Stop screaming at her. Don't do that.
Why did she take it?
Yeah. Stop screaming.
Don't scream at
Please
her.
don't take it. I need that to do the show.
No, you don't. We've said that
You
you don't.
told me I did.
Oh, come on.
Once again, you tell me I did. You're not having a mental break. Quit fucking faking.
On Boogie. Boogie, get it. Grip.
I have a grip. I have one.
I'm just going to let that moment soak in. Get a grip. Immediately picks up the axe, yelling that he has one.
Right here. It's connected to the axe. I have a grip on it.
Like, she supposedly took it out of the room just now, so how the fuck did he get it back that fast? That's my question. Once again, use just a tiny bit of logic and common sense. Why'd you take the axe? Why'd you take the axe? Obviously she didn't. You picked it up immediately after mentioning it again, and from the opposite direction. So you had it next to you this whole time.
All right, Boog. We're gonna give you a 10-minute break, and then we're gonna bring you back. I want you to just calm down. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure everything's a decent by there.
Okay. Get him out of here.
It's okay.
Get him.
Yeah.
Boogie, I told you to stop.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, dude. This is what I've dealt with for 2 years, and people think this job's easy. This
Dude,
is
no,
literally
dude.
what I deal with.
Stop.
Like, you don't understand. This type of happens when there's no cameras.
Then why in the hell did you spend all this time, quote unquote, saving his career? Like, what is there to save at this point? I mean, I understand that entertainment is subjective, and there obviously is a group of people on the internet that like to watch this. But for me, I'm only watching it to do a review. I don't find any of this entertaining. I think that at most, the best part of the show, the best part of what I'm watching, is being able to do what I'm doing now and pointing out how this is not how an actual mentally ill person acts. On top of that, it's also, for me, entertaining to be able to point out how fake it is. Like, I guess the most entertainment I've gotten out of it is literally seeing him act like an old school wrestler, screaming and hollering whenever there's nothing to scream and holler about.
Like, this happens in the meeting to plan the show. This happens. This is what I've been dealing with before Lolcow Live even existed. Just when I was trying to stop Boogie from allegedly deleting his Minecraft account years and years ago. I've dealt with this so many times.
Well, then why do they keep telling me I need the axe?
You have police on the way to your house. You know that this is live.
So just so everyone makes sure that you heard that, now they have sent police to Boogie's house. And this is the nail in the coffin. This is right coming up here is how you know that this shit is not to be taken seriously.
You know this is live, right? And when the cops come there, they're going to see that you destroyed your whole room, and you're probably going to jail tonight. Stop.
Jail's, at least I might sleep in jail.
Stop. Do you really want to go to jail tonight?
If that's what it takes, man. If that's what makes a good show.
No, this does not make a good show. This has been a disaster, just like your room.
I gotta go get ready
Dude,
for
if
the
the cops
cops.
come, you are
I
gonna.
gotta
get
go
trouble.
get ready for the cops. Then.
Dude, that's the
Oh
cops.
yeah, focus on that. Focus on that. Focus on that.
Oh yeah, put on full screen. See
Unmute
what's going
him.
on.
He's muted himself.
And see right there, full screen that. Put eyes on that. We got to hear what they're saying. Unmute him. Come on, make sure he's unmuted. Come on, dude.
Oh, dude, at the worst time.
This is with how old.
And I told him that I had a YouTube channel. Right. You're in the middle of a breakdown, and the first thing you do is immediately calm down enough to go, oh, well, I'm part of a YouTube channel, and I'm breaking all the shit in my room from my YouTube channel. Right.
A live stream. As part of it, I broke a bunch.
I knew that was probably on their mind as well. So
Did you tell him that you just buried a body and you covered it up with Axe body spray?
Yeah, really.
Use axe. We
I
could
told him
Get rid.
because you're using an axe. It was all for the show, is what I told him.
I probably could get away with it at this point, and I never would. I never would.
Jesus
I never would.
Are you?
Yeah, dude.
I never would. I would never hurt anybody. You guys know I would never hurt anybody.
No, we don't know that, actually. We absolutely don't know that, and it's fucking pathetic that it's just absolutely pathetic that we have to listen to this dumb shit. All right, so that was what's been going on fucking Lolcout Live. Isn't that great? Boogie has a quote-unquote meltdown. It's not a meltdown. And now, and whenever the cops show up, first thing that he does, instead of being in the middle of a breakdown, because, you know, those are things that you can't control. You can't control being in the middle of a mental break. But somehow, he had enough wherewithal to immediately calm down enough to tell the cops, oh, it's just for a YouTube channel. Don't worry about it, bro. Right. Okay. Sure. I don't buy that fucking shit for a second. Okay, so this next one is going to be from the wonderful power couple of Shanny and Rev. And this one is Big Shan herself. And she is talking about Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. And she tries her best to twist everything to make it seem much, much worse than what it actually was. And so, fucking good job, Shanaroo. Let's see exactly what dumb shit you get into. And this, shout outs to Graveyard Flowers for this, because I absolutely love the intro to these videos, and it also allows me to see exactly all the craziness that's going on without having to subscribe to their channels. So much appreciated. We're going to rewind because I want to hear that all again. But that right there is another thing. Emotional manipulation at its finest. Let me open mouth fake cry as much as I can to get what sympathy I can.
It always has to be dramatic, dear.
God, dude. For the love of God, would Gruntilda please come and grab her fucking sister? Please. Come and get her the fuck away from me.
Listen, we're gonna be talking about fucking. And this is, let me just put a little thing. This is solely based on opinion.
Solely based on opinion, yet throughout this video, you're going to claim that it's complete fact.
Absolutely. Solely based on opinion, speculation, for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Trying to cover your ass just in case you say something that you shouldn't. So that way you can't owe someone for literally the rest of your fucking life for what they could take from you.
I've been really studying hard on Michael Jackson.
Which means she has seen 3 headlines of tabloid articles, and that's it. The rest is just pure ad nauseum exaggeration and just making shit up as you go.
And his life. Because I'm noticing things starting to pop up, things are popping up, things are starting to pick up on Michael Jackson.
Where are things starting to pop up and pick up on Michael Jackson? The only thing that's been going on since he died, is people still trying to get his estate. That's basically the only thing that's came up. What new things have been arriving? I don't understand.
And like if you don't really know me very well, there are certain things about certain celebrities that I completely obsess on. Michael Jackson is one of them. Another one is Tupac, Biggie. What happened with them?
Oh God. Okay. We're really going to start talking about Tupac and Biggie too? Yikes.
I believe Diddy caused it all because he's a piece of shit. And I hope
Diddy caused it all? I mean, I know he knew Tupac and Biggie. I don't know if he necessarily had anything to do with them as far as their deaths are concerned. Whoa, okay.
obsess on. Michael Jackson is one of them. Another one is Tupac, Biggie. What happened with that? I believe Diddy caused it all because he's a piece of shit. And I hope he fucking dies in prison. But, you know, listen. If you think that is bad, listen. Okay, I'm a very kind person. But I'm not going to be nice.
A very kind person. Mm-hmm.
In regards of fucking people who are pieces of shit.
I need to back that up.
If you think that is bad, listen. Okay, I'm a very kind
Right,
person.
that's a lie.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
I'm not going to be nice in regards of fucking people who are pieces of shit.
Okay.
I'm just not.
Sure.
You know, so I've been researching a lot. Like Paris Jackson. She
almost confused Paris Hilton with Paris Jackson. Lets you know where her brain already is.
What's really interesting about Paris Jackson, she erased or covered up her MJ tattoo and her Prince tattoo. She covered both up. Like, what the hell? What does that mean? Why would you erase your dad like that?
I do believe I know what you're talking about, and it's not what you think. It's not that she completely covered it up, like, got rid of it. I'm pretty sure what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the 2024 Grammy Awards. Okay, so literally it took me just the few seconds there that I needed in order to type out the question. But let me show this real quick. So right here, let me add that to the stage. So as it said, and I'll read this out to you all in case I know some people like to just listen to people talk on videos. So Paris Jackson covered up her tattoos at the 2024 Grammy Awards to ensure they didn't distract from her fashion statement, which was a sleek black Celine gown. She wanted the focus to be on the dress itself and not her body art. Paris Jackson has over 80 tattoos, many of which are highly visible on her arms, chest, and neck. For the Grammys, she used makeup to conceal them completely. She explained that while she loves her tattoos and her body mods, she sometimes prefers to let her fashion speak without competing visuals. In her own words, I love my tattoos, I love my piercings, I love my body modification stuff, art, and also sometimes I don't want it to distract from the art that is the fashion I'm wearing. The decision was part of a broader theme of self-expression and emotional healing. In a recent interview, she revealed that her style choices, including tattoos and bold clothing, have helped her cope with the feeling of being uncomfortable in her own skin. She described fashion as a form of therapy and a mirror for her inner world. So she literally just used makeup to cover up the tattoos that are in question. It's not like she had them completely removed or anything like that. She quite simply just had them covered so that way her dress could show. So I don't know what dumb bullshit you're on about that, but whatever. Shanny doesn't know her ass from the hole in the ground, I don't think. So why am I not fucking surprised? Anyways, moving on.
Off you. So I'm kind of weirded out by that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the relationship between Michael Jackson and Deanna Ross, and the more you look into it, the more
I hate the way people say that. It's not Deanna. There is no D-double-E-A-N-A. It's Diana. D-I-A-N-A. Diana. Not Deanna.
more you research it, you realize that Deanna Ross pretty much groomed Michael Jackson, and you can see this shit on TV.
I'm sorry. She groomed my... Okay. Okay. She groomed Michael Jackson. All right. Let's listen to what you have to fucking say.
Like back in the day, they put on TV Michael Jackson, a little 11-year-old boy with Diana Ross, who was like, what, 27 at the time or something like that? And they would play them having dates together and being couples together all through this TV show. This was public grooming, and no one saw it. No one, everyone ignored it because it was a black. At that time, people were racist. They didn't give a shit about the black boy. So the public, and I'll say that, but Jackson and Diana Ross, Diana Ross's house for a year. And afterward, this is said in Katherine Jackson's autobiography. Michael Jackson's mother is Katherine Jackson. And in the autobiography, she said after Michael had that year living with Diana Ross, he became absolutely enamored with her and said he loved her. He called.
So she just made this like a whole racial thing for no reason. Damn. It just had me fucking completely crash out. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so like I was saying, Shanny was trying to make this into like a big racial issue all of a sudden for whatever dumb reason. She said that no one gave a shit because this was a little black boy that this was happening to, so nobody cared about this public grooming thing. Let me show you, just in case for whatever reason someone doesn't know who Diana Ross is. This is Diana Ross. So if it's a racial issue, if it's because it was a little black boy, then wouldn't it also be because it's a little black boy with a black woman? If that's what it's supposed to be. But, you know, obviously Shanny's just fucking stupid, so what do we know?
You know, and in that time, people were racist. They didn't give a shit about the black boy. Okay,
Didn't give a shit. Didn't give a shit because it's the black boy. Nothing to do with the fact that it's a little black boy with a black woman. Yeah. Let's just focus on MJ because he's the most important thing there.
Back in this time, so the public witnessed public grooming. Nowadays, we wouldn't have let that shit happen. I'll say that. But back in the day, they'd make these skits of Michael Jackson and Diana Ross on dates. And then Michael moved into Diana Ross's house for a year. And afterward, this is said in Katherine Jackson's autobiography. Michael Jackson's mother is Katherine Jackson. And
sure.
In the autobiography, she said after Michael had that year living with Diana Ross, he became absolutely enamored with her and said he loved her. He called her mama, and then he'd call her girlfriend too, to his mother as a child. Okay? As a motherfucking child. It's fucked up. All right? But he was so in love with her, so enamored with her. They were technically engaged twice. If you do your research, you'll learn this. Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in the 70s were engaged twice. Now, here's the problem, okay? Michael Jackson is my mother's exact age. He was born in 1958. So I know what year how old he was just based on memory of my mother. See, in 1971, Diana Ross and Michael Jackson is a 14-year-old boy. Diana Ross basically humping in public her ass, and Michael was doing it too. And they
now that's where we're getting to the point where the exaggeration begins. Oh, they're humping each other in public. She's grooming him, and they're humping each other in public. Okay, what the fuck ever, bitch.
We're doing this fucking weird humping dance. This fucking weird humping dance, okay? They were doing this weird fucking humping dance.
You need to shut the fuck up!
And everyone saw it, and no one fucking catched on that this bitch was grooming him. She teased him. She broke his heart. Like, this dude was so in love with her that in 1987, he made a song called Dirty Diana. I suggest you look at the lyrics.
Oh, fucking shit, lady. Dirty Diana has nothing to do with Diana Ross. What are you even on about? Dirty Diana has to do with a fucking groupie, and it's a fictional story. For someone who supposedly researches all this shit, you don't do any sort of research at all. I'm going to do it in real time. Fuck it. So, once again, because you're fucking stupid, 10 seconds of research, maybe even less. Here is what Dirty Diana is, and I'll read this out for anybody listening. No, Dirty Diana is not about Diana Ross. Michael Jackson confirmed that the song is about groupies, not any specific person. Michael Jackson wrote Dirty Diana as a cautionary tale about aggressive groupies, women who follow musicians and try to seduce them. He explained in interviews that the song reflects his experiences with fame and the pressures of being pursued by people with ulterior motives. In a 1997 interview with Barbara Walters, Jackson said it was not about Lady Diana. It was about a certain kind of girls that hang around concerts or clubs. They call them groupies. He emphasized that these women would do anything to get close to the band. Despite speculation from fans, Jackson never indicated that the song was about Diana Ross. The confusion likely stems from the name Diana and Jackson's well-known affection for Ross, whom he considered a mentor and a maternal figure. Interestingly, Princess Diana herself loved the song. Jackson once removed it from his concert set list out of respect for her, but she asked him to perform it anyway, saying she enjoyed it. So while the title may spark curiosity, the lyrics in Jackson's own words made it clear Dirty Diana is about the darker side of fame, not a tribute or a diss to Diana Ross. Why can't you fucking do the research that you claim to do? It's not that fucking hard. Literally less than 10 seconds.
Because what you just heard, and you see in the lyrics in Dirty Diana, it's like, oh, she did do that.
You need to shut the fuck up.
She did do that. Even if Michael and her were in love, it doesn't negate the fact that he was groomed as a very young boy. You have so many pictures of Diana kissing Michael Jackson as a little boy, just constantly kissing him. No grown woman should be kissing your son like that, with her titties all fucking hanging out.
Why do we have to emphasize the whole titties hanging out thing? They're both in show business, and most women in show business, especially back during that time, wore the low-cut dresses, sure, but why is that emphasized? It's not like she was kissing him on the head or kissing him on the lips and then shoving his face in her cleavage or something. So I don't know where that comes from.
What the fuck you think that is?
I don't know what you think it is. I have a pretty good idea because you and Rev have basically the same mentality whenever it comes to anything. You both overly sexualize every little thing all the time.
So, and listen, when I do my research, I don't go by one source, okay?
Obviously you do, because every other source says you're wrong.
I go by multiple fucking sources.
Multiple sources meaning she saw a few tabloid headlines and that was all she needed.
Multiple fucking sources.
Multiple tabloids.
It's me consuming content. Okay, this is interesting. Let me go here.
Headline. Oh, this headline looks interesting. Okay.
Okay, let me go here. Okay, when I research something...
Obviously you don't. We have proven that.
I don't do it for my channel. I don't do it for fame.
You don't do it for your channel, yet you're doing a video on it, so you did it for your channel. Whoa, bro. Mind blown. Mine just absolutely fucking blown.
I do it for the sheer enjoyment of gaining knowledge, because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, and in this particular event, Shanny is powerless because she didn't fucking have knowledge of it at all. Where her knowledge began and end is knowing who Michael Jackson and Diana Ross are. That's literally where it began and stopped.
Now, I am one of those people that believe Michael Jackson faked his death.
Why? Why do you believe he faked his death? Why does any? You know what? I'm so confused by people who believe that like certain celebrities fake their deaths. But it's always celebrities who have like big impacts. It's never somebody who's just like, just kind of tossed to the side celebrity. Like you don't hear people in any sort of like actual unironic sense think someone like Billy Mays faked his death. Yeah, no one cares about the Lord of the Pitch. But if it comes to the King of Rock, if it comes to the King of Pop, both of them, they definitely fake their deaths. Shit, there are still people who to this day believe that fucking Hitler faked his death and is somehow still alive. So it's always these big, huge names in history. It's never just, it's never like I said, someone like Billy Mays. It's never someone like him that faked their death. No, it's got to be Elvis. It's got to be Michael Jackson. It's got to be Hitler. I'm surprised that there isn't people. Well, there might be actually now that I think of it, but I'm surprised I don't hear about more people who believe like Joseph Stalin faked his death or something like that.
I very much am.
Okay, you're very much stupid, or whatever.
Okay, let me go back to the Diana Ross because I'm sorry, my memory is not linear.
My memory is not linear, which means she is just not able to keep a single thought in her head. Her thoughts go fucking everywhere. That's all you really have to say is just, I can't focus on one thing. You have like a really bad like ADHD problem because ADHD people experience that. Although I better not give her that idea. She might blend that in if she hasn't already. She might throw that in with her whole fucking BPD thing, which is what she goes to every time she gets in trouble, every time she does something wrong. My BPD, my BPD. And it's like, there comes a point where your BPD isn't a fucking shield anymore. It's not the shield you think it is.
Fuck. Anyway, that went through my head. I'm sorry. It just went away. I apologize. But the more you research Michael's life, the more you realize how used he was, how manipulated he was, how he gave up on love so many times because of the fucking music and... like, Diana Ross refused to marry Michael because of the age difference, the 14 years age difference. She refused. She said it was a bad look publicly.
That was never a thing back whenever Diana Ross and Michael Jackson were were in the headlines and whatnot. That it was that's a bad look wasn't even a saying back then. What the fuck are you even on? The whole point is that yes, Michael Jackson had a kind of lifelong infatuation with Diana Ross, but they were not in love with each other. They had a fucking like mentor-student relationship, if nothing else. And he considered her like a second mom. So why would anybody in there who is cognitively all there, why would anyone want to marry someone that they see as a second mom? That seems kind of, I don't know, seems kind of gross to me if that's what you would do if like you pictured someone as like a second dad. But then again, given your track record, maybe that does make more sense than what I'm kind of letting on.
But it's like this is where it's like that line, you know, because and they're both dating each other and fucking each other and shit.
They never. Okay, they never dated or fucked each other, so I have no idea where the fuck that comes in. But okay.
But obviously they were in love together. I mean, what would have happened? Like really, like realistically, what would have happened if Michael Jackson and Diana Ross actually married despite their age boundaries?
Then they would have just been married. I'm not sure where we're going with this.
Like, would the media have exploded? Would she have been called a cougar?
Cougar wasn't a term back then either.
A cradle robber?
I don't even think cradle robber was a term back then. Either way, they would have both been adults. So, like, the only thing that could have been looked at in any way is, like, sure, people could look at their history and be like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I don't know if they would be using terms like cougar or cradle robber whenever it came to that. You're looking at the past in a modern day lens, and it's not really working.
You know, but like both of them have talked about the regret of not staying with each other. Like both of them. So it's like,
did you just fucking spritz yourself with something? Wait a minute.
But like both of them have talked about the regret of not staying with each other. Like both of them. So it's like,
go and take a fucking shower or something, Shanny. If you fucking smell that bad that you need to interrupt what you're saying in order to cover yourself with some sort of perfume, maybe it's time to go and wash up. Then again, given what we know about them, it may not be herself that she's smelling as much as it is the shit bucket in the corner of the room. Because let's face it, she does have one of those. These people literally eat, sleep, and shit in the same room.
I guess it's a good lesson for people. Never put fame over love. You know.
I don't. Okay.
No. It's very interesting if you start digging into Michael's life. You know, he has multiple kids, not just Prince, Paris, and BG. He also has Howard Jackson, or well, he's not Howard Jackson technically. You know, you got Omar Body. Like this stuff was admitted by the family. Like there's actual clips of these things being admitted. Okay.
She's once more bringing up that whole fucking tabloid media lie that that Howard and these other people are related or are illegitimate children of Michael Jackson. They're not. They have never been confirmed never been confirmed to be that. On top of that, I decided, because we're doing this on the fly, to see if Michael Jackson himself ever mentioned regretting not marrying Diana Ross. And here's what we know. Michael Jackson never publicly stated that he regretted not marrying Diana Ross, but he did express deep affection and admiration for her throughout his life. Some close to him have suggested he harbored romantic feelings, but there's no verified quote where he explicitly voices regret over not marrying her. Here's what we know. In J. Randy, whoa, that is a name, and I'm going to mispronounce it horribly, but here we go. In J. Randy Taraborelli's biography of Michael Jackson, Michael reportedly said he was jealous when Diana Ross got married and added, "I've always loved Diana Ross and always will." This quote hints at emotional longing, but not necessarily regret over any mismarriage. Jackson often described Ross as his mother, lover, and friend, a complex mix of roles that reflected his deep emotional bond with her. Their relationship was layered, part mentorship, part infatuation, and part familial. Despite their closeness, Ross and Jackson never confirmed a romantic relationship, let alone an engagement or plans to marry. Ross was 14 years older and had her own relationships, including with Motown founder Berry Gordy. Jackson's will, written in 2002, named Diana Ross as a backup guardian for his children, underscoring the trust and affection he had for her. Some fans and commentators have speculated that Ross was Jackson's one that got away, but this remains in the realm of interpretation and not a confirmed fact. And just so we're clear, so while there's evidence of an emotional depth and even jealousy, there is no direct statement from Jackson expressing regret about not marrying Diana Ross. Their bond was undeniably powerful, but its nature remains a mix of admiration, affection, and mystery. So he not once ever in any public interview ever said that he regrets not marrying her. So that's a fucking lie again. Once again, less than 10 seconds of research.
Go to Michael Jackson's second wife, Debbie Rowe, the one who had Paris and Prince. The interesting thing about that is Debbie Rowe, years after Michael Jackson died.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I've seen evidence of contrary. But anyway, ever since he died, Debbie Rose said that, and this had to hurt the children so fucking bad.
Fucking get on with it. What did she say?
Debbie Rose said that Michael Jackson was not the biological father of Prince and Paris.
Bull fucking shit. Absolute bull fucking shit. She claimed that. Okay. All right. Let's find out. Fuck me, dude. Prince in Paris. Once again, less than 10 seconds. I can't believe that we're literally fact-checking the fucking Miss Jabba the Hutt, but let's do it. So, did Debbie Rowe claim that Prince and Paris were not Michael Jackson's children? No. Debbie Rowe has never publicly claimed that Prince and Paris Jackson are not Michael Jackson's biological children. While there are rumors and conspiracy theories that have circulated, Rowe has consistently acknowledged Jackson as their father. Debbie Rowe is the biological mother of Prince and Paris Jackson, born during her marriage to Michael Jackson in the late 1990s. She has publicly affirmed this in interviews and legal documents. Speculation about the children's paternity has persisted for years, fueled by tabloid stories, which is exactly where she gets this shit, and comments from outsiders. However, Rowe has not supported these claims. In fact, she has defended Jackson's role as a father and expressed gratitude for the life he gave their children. In a 2004 interview, Rowe said, "Michael is their father. I had children for him. They wouldn't be on this planet if it wasn't for my love for him." The statement reinforces her acknowledgement of Jackson's paternity. Some conspiracy theories have pointed to other individuals, like actor Mark Lester, as possible biological fathers, but these claims have never been substantiated, and Rowe has not endorsed them. Paris and Prince Jackson themselves have publicly embraced Michael Jackson as their father, both emotionally and legally. They continue to honor his legacy and have never suggested otherwise. How much more do I got to disprove here? How much more?
And I believe it. They don't look
Of
like
course you
anyone in the
believe it.
family. They look white. Let's just be honest. You know, you think you get some like cappuccino complexion or something from.
You do realize that some mixed children will look like one race or the other. I grew up in the South, and there are plenty of interracial couples, and I have seen people who have a one black and one white parent, and some of them look completely like one or the other. So that's not even that shouldn't even be a thing, and especially if you know anything about like biology 101 and how genetics work, then this wouldn't even be an issue. But obviously, who I'm talking about.
I'm a mixed child. But then again, it's like, look at me.
Look at you. Are you claiming to be biracial now? What are you mixed with? Bacon and lard?
White is white, and I'm mixed. So
once again, mixed with what? What are you claiming to be now? She's mixed. She's bacon and butter mixed together.
Did Debbie Rowe tell the truth? Debbie Rowe also said that she drugged Michael and she got him addicted to drugs.
No, she didn't.
To control him.
No, she didn't.
And it's just like everyone always wants to take advantage of Michael.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of his story. That's pretty obvious.
They always have some angle, some purpose, some reason to fucking use the guy. Even in his death, people are still after his money. They're still after the estate.
Still after the estate is for sure. I mean, that's still an ongoing thing. People are trying to figure out who gets what and what goes to where. First truthful thing she said this whole entire time.
And that's what's really so sad about this culture is so many people focus on money, fame, fortune, whatever, instead of heart.
Is that said ironically? That should be said ironically, because if we're looking at people who care about fortune, especially who care about fortune, look no further than Shanny and Rev. Especially Shanny.
Like, where is your spirit? Why is backstab every fucking person just to get your way to like the top? Like, that's fucked up, man. You know, and so many people used him this way, trying to get him to the top. And then men and women sexualized the fuck out of him because some men thought that Michael was gay. Michael was not gay.
Obviously.
You know, during the child molestation hearings, it was pretty clear that the pornography in his house was girls. Both with fingerprints on Michael and his brother. So they were looking at fucking Playboy, Hustler together and enjoying that shit, whatever.
Okay, and now we're speculating on whether or not he was gay. Cool. I mean, I vaguely remember whenever the whole molestation trials were going on. I was a kid back then, so memory is very fuzzy. But I kind of vaguely remember the talks about it, and of course, if I really wanted to, I could easily go and look up like old school footage of what went on and all that, but it wouldn't help this particular situation. So whatever as far as that goes, I guess. But I'm trying to figure out exactly where we're going with this. I know she just said everybody is trying to use him or whatever, but okay.
That's their fucking thing. I ain't here to judge.
Well, I mean, you can't, because both you and your I don't know what you want to call him. Like, I guess he's supposed to be your husband or whatever. You and your boyfriend are like hardcore. Like, he has a porn addiction, and I wouldn't be surprised if you also have one, because everything that you all talk about eventually reverts back to some sort of sexual allegory or connotation. There's like even during this video, it wasn't even just, talking about the relationship between Michael Jackson and Diana Ross. We can't just do that. We have to make it as gross as possible by turning it around and making it seem like that she was French kissing him on TV and shoving his face in her cleavage, when that just wasn't the case. They had a very, for the time, they had a very personal and unique relationship. And the fact that she's trying to turn it into something that it obviously wasn't is already just beyond gross. But also, she doesn't believe that he's dead, which honestly isn't too surprising. This is the same woman who believes the moon is a projection, that it's like a light source. She doesn't believe the moon is, a celestial body that actually exists in the solar system that floats around the earth. No, it's just a light. It's a projection that we see. It's something that God just comes in and flicks the switch to turn it on every now and again.
But woo! I'll tell you what.
Woo! You turn into Ric Flair there. I need to get a Ric Flair sound effect.
The Michael Jackson rabbit hole is probably the best, fantastic, glorious, entertaining show I have ever seen. And it's like almost like each time you go a little deeper in the Michael Jackson universe, it's like you're unlocking a key to new truth, and it's like, whoa.
I feel like that happens on a daily basis. I feel like that there is literally a thing that commonly happens in that house where she finds she's just kind of looking through, sees another tabloid headline, and then immediately goes, whoa, and then moves on to the next one, sees another one, whoa, and that's the unlocked truth.
And oh man, I'm telling you, if you want to do the iceberg thing, look at like the freaking whole iceberg of Michael Jackson. It's trippy. You'll be like, whoa, because like there's actual evidence that he's alive.
He's not alive. I hate to be that guy. I hate to pop that bubble, but he's not alive.
Evidence of him playing different types of people in different disguises and stuff. He used to do disguises all the time back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 70s. Like there's so many stories, there's just so much information, and it's a really good ride.
Oh, I bet it is.
The whole Michael Jackson iceberg is a really good fucking ride.
Here comes Twiggy
I'll tell
boy.
you what, for entertainment's sake.
Well, I'll tell you what's really interesting to me is the involvement of this individual.
The Weeknd.
Okay.
The first album he did, Dirty Diana.
Well, what it was, and it's phenomenal, because I've listened to it probably a couple times already. I knew nothing about that shit that The Weeknd did a fucking... He deconstructed Dirty Diana, and he did like this industrial goth remix of it, and holy shit is it good. If you guys have...
As far as music is concerned, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I wouldn't doubt like some remixes of old songs. As a matter of fact, I can say for a fact that some remixes of old songs sound really good. But I get that feeling that we're not sticking to that. I think we're going a completely opposite direction. Left field, here we come.
That, well, a lot of you have, because the video has 10 million views on YouTube.
I believe The Weeknd is Michael Jackson and his work combined with the other guy.
Yeah, he's working with him.
I believe that.
This guy.
He's working with, there we go. There's the left field. He's working with Michael Jackson right now.
Guy is not Michael Jackson. That is not Michael Jackson, period. Okay?
There is plenty of proof.
He's a real guy, and he's working with Michael.
Here's the thing.
He is, I think.
The Weeknd's Canadian, okay? Straight fucking Canadian. Here's the thing about Canada. There is significant evidence that Michael Jackson has a place in Canada. They've talked about how he looked, how he sounded, and his bodyguard.
Okay. Okay. Is there significant evidence that Michael Jackson is in Canada? Let's see. Well, wouldn't you know it? Gosh darn it. Here we go again, everybody. Are you ready? Here we go. There is no significant or credible evidence that Michael Jackson is alive or living in Canada. All such claims stem from conspiracy theories that have been widely debunked. Michael Jackson died on June 25th, 2009, from an acute propofol intoxication, as confirmed by the Los Angeles County coroner. His death certificate, autopsy report, and public funeral all support this. Conspiracy theories suggesting Jackson faked his death began circulating almost immediately after his passing. These theories claim he escaped to live a private life, with some alleging he's in Canada, some alleging he's in Monaco, and even in the Middle East. However, none of these claims are supported by verified sources or credible eyewitness accounts. A hoax video by German broadcaster RTL in 2009 showed someone resembling Jackson supposedly exiting a coroner's van. This video was later revealed to be staged and contributed to the spread of false rumors. Recent viral posts have falsely claimed celebrities like Beyonce said Jackson is alive and he's hiding in Diddy's mansion. These claims have been fact-checked and proven false. No Canadian authorities, journalists, or any credible witnesses have reported sightings of evidence of Jackson living in Canada. The rumors remain part of internet folklore and urban legend. In short, while the idea of Jackson secretly living in Canada may intrigue fans, there is no factual basis for it. Okay. Are we clear on that? Cool. I'm glad that we had this talk.
Cards.
It's all speculation, isn't it? Well, sorta. But look, there's evidence that Michael is making music now.
I could give you the Instagram if you'd like.
If you listen to this remix that The Weeknd did 13 years ago, it sounds like Michael has added new vocals.
Yep.
That's a clue for you if you're a hyper fan. If you know,
because it sounded like that Jackson himself added vocals, therefore it should be a clue for you. It's a remix. Remixes have creative freedom to take away and add whatever they want. And even if it was, 11 years ago, 9 years ago, even then, there are ways to, if you definitely sound good enough, you can easily just sound like Michael Jackson to input those new lyrics. So I'm going to back up a couple of seconds just to see how long ago he said this was.
It sounds like Michael has added new vocals.
Yep.
That's a clue for you if you're a hyper fan.
No, well, I didn't go back far enough.
There's evidence that Michael is making music now.
Which is...
I could give you the Instagram if you'd like.
If you listen to this remix that The Weeknd did 13 years ago.
13 years ago, okay.
It sounds like Michael has added new vocals.
Yep.
That's a clue for you if you're a hyper fan.
Uh-huh.
If you know Michael so well that you're like an encyclopedia of Michael, which that Pearl Jr. lady, she's awesome. She should get a shout out.
She should.
You look hot as shit.
Thank you.
You look so hot.
Thank you.
Did we? You know what? Never mind. Whatever. There are a couple.
Fuck me. Anyway, fuck me. Yeah, that's what I think when I look at Shanny. Holy shit.
That's what Diane.
I need to also get a vomit sound for. I'm gonna do that for next stream. I'm gonna get a vomiting sound effect. I need to get a whoa sound effect, and I need to get a Ric Flair woo sound effect.
Anna thought about Michael Jackson.
See how? No, I'm not even going to talk about this. You can. My opinions will be turned into I want to attract minors. I'm not going to do it.
No, Michael Jackson was in love with her, but it doesn't negate that she groomed him since he was a little boy.
I agree with that stance, and I would say nothing else.
But they were in love in the 80s when they were.
It's one thing that at least Rev is smart about is he knows where to dip his toe in, where not to. So kudos to you on that at the bare minimum.
Both adults. So how do you deal with that?
The only thing that I'm going to say to everybody, and if you understand different times and different cultures, okay, I have a song on my playlist, which I want to start pimping that to everybody on Apple and like follow me on Apple Music and get a following on there. That's really weird, but do it. On my big playlist, I have a song. It's from my mom's time, and it's by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap Band, and it's called Young Girl. Now, if you look at those lyrics, the song is exactly what it's telling men. Look, it doesn't even matter if that 16-year-old looks at you and wants you. It doesn't matter. There's a line, and you don't cross that as an older man. That's what that song teaches. You might be looking me in the eye like you want to fucking put me in the bed with you right now. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a child. Underneath all that makeup, you're a little girl. You get it? That's the same with Michael.
I both love and hate how Rev uses that. Do you get it? Do you understand? Like that's one of the main things that he says. It's like a catchphrase. Hulk Hogan had, brother, and say your prayers and take your vitamins. Rev has, do you get it? Do you get that? It's always one of those two things. Do you get it or do you get that?
But see,
he was
now,
a little boy.
But now we have music that glorifies taking advantage of a 16-year-old girl.
Well, we had television shows.
All right, I am going to take a small break. I have to take my wonderful pupperino here potty, so I'm going to do that. So I'll just have that. Oh, that's cool. I can do them both. Nice. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to have some music going, and I will be back momentarily. All right, guys. I am going to end this stream, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back after I'm done with my dinner and everything, and we're going to do essentially part 2 of this. So, thank you all again for being here. I'll be back in a little while, and we will do part 2 of this, finish up this video, because we have 2 more that we're going to get through. So, thank you again, and I will see you all in part 2. Let's, yeah. See you then.